Here an introductory statement by the chair of the Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the Syrian Arab Republic via pre-recorded video. We can play the video. Thank you.
Monsieur le Président, Excellences, few of us foresaw the events of December 2024, nor the extraordinary wave of optimism that followed the fall of the former government. Over 1 million Syrian refugees have returned to their country. Following decades of repression, Syrians now have an opportunity to rebuild their country based on respect for the dignity and human rights for all citizens. For the first time since the establishment of our mandate, since December, we have access to Syria. We have emphasized the unique opportunity that Syrians have to transform the truth, justice, and accountability landscape in the country. We have already seen progress with the establishment of the new Transitional Justice Authority and National Authority on Missing Persons. The interim authorities have also granted unfettered access for our investigators to different parts of the country. In June, we conducted on-site visits to Latakia and Tartus, and more recently to Soweida and surrounding areas. Despite the positive steps taken by the government towards state building, repeated disturbing bouts of violence have tempered optimism about the interim authorities' ability to put an end to Syria's entrenched cycles of violence. In March, an estimated 1,400 men, women, and children were killed in massacres in Latakia, Tartus, and Hama governorates, including by members of the interim government security forces. Armed individuals filmed themselves committing human rights violations, including executions, or while walking alongside dead and burning bodies scattered on the street. Prior to being executed, victims were subjected to dehumanizing verbal abuse, referencing the Alawite. Tens of thousands of people fled to Lebanon, raising concerns of further protracted displacement. Alarmingly, we continue to receive reports of extrajudicial killings, torture and ill treatment, and forced displacement of Alawite civilians in Damascus and Western governorates. The Commission team has now had the opportunity to visit Soweida city and rural parts of Soweida affected by the July violence and met victims, survivors, and witnesses. We are grateful to all the individuals who have shared their experience, most of which were traumatic and nearly indescribable. Deep scars remain across the city of Soweida and its countryside, with the deployed teams witnessing firsthand the level of devastating in dozens of villages in majority Druze areas and western Soweida. The death and destruction is immense across these areas, with more than 30 villages almost entirely depopulated, looted, and burned. Many bodies of those killed remain unaccounted for, and large numbers, reportedly in the hundreds, are among the missing. The Commission investigators met with many families and witnesses who recounted the brutal killings of family members taken from their homes. The humanitarian needs for the displaced communities, Druze and Bedouin alike, require urgent actions as winter approaches. The scars of the July events were not only physical, but caused greater mistrust between communities and the interim government, which will require efforts to hold perpetrators accountable and engage in the reforms necessary to ensure such acts are never repeated. Following the March coastal events and a reported increase in hate speech, the Commission is gravely concerned that the stage is set for further violence if swift action is not taken. The way forward starts with transparent accountability for these events, those in March, and for the many lesser-known violations and abuse that have occurred since the establishment of the interim government. Violence and discrimination against women is a growing concern. We have received multiple reports of women and girls being abducted by unknown armed actors. Some were reportedly subjected to sexual violence and forced marriage. In many cases, despite reporting their disappearance to the local authorities, families report that no action was taken to investigate or follow up on these cases. Last December, Israel advanced into southern Syria. Civilians have been forcibly displaced and arbitrarily detained, and Israeli airstrikes, including in Damascus, continued with reports of civilian casualties. The Commission calls on member states to take urgent action to prevent such actions by Israel. Third state intervention risks further inflaming the conflict and inflicting even greater suffering on the Syrian people. Tensions in northeast Syria remain, with clashes reported in Aleppo city and near the Tishrin dam in early October. We call on the interim authorities to take urgent actions to prevent escalation. Recent steps taken by member states and the EU to ease sanctions on Syria are welcome, improving daily life for Syrians. But member states can and should do more, continuing to fund the 2025 humanitarian appeal, which is disappointingly just 18% funded. The future of Syria is in the balance, and the country urgently needs assistance that goes well beyond humanitarian appeal. Are you ready to step forward and help? A safe, rights-respecting Syria reflecting diverse countries' religions and ethnic communities requires inclusive state institutions based on the rule of law. We call on the interim authorities to urgently address the underlying causes of the recent violence, preventing violations and build trust between the state and impacted communities, holding those responsible to account. Concrete recommendations in this regard are in our recent report, which the Foreign Minister encouragingly indicated would serve as a roadmap. Actions taken now will set the foundation for decades to come. Thank you very much.
I thank the chair of the Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the Syrian Arab Republic.